10 Discoveries in Ancient Greece That Shocked the Archaeologists. Ancient Greece is undoubtedly a civilization most famous in history books. I mean, who doesn't know Greece? Talk of arts, its impressive democratic government, culture, and philosophy. It's a peer to none. And the remains of that old civilization, both in artifacts and actual borrowing of wisdom, culture, and government, have strewn time from those days to the present. And archaeologists are beginning to appreciate it. But there are some remarkable archaeological discoveries about those people which cannot just be passed by. Let's explore in videos, but don't forget to hit the thumbs up, the subscribe button, and the notification bell to get more interesting archaeological findings. Let's get started. Number 10. A unique silver mine. In 2016, investigations uncovered an underground complex near the Aegean shore in Thorikos, the silver mine. Led by Professor Dr. Dennis Morin of the University of Lorraine, archaeologists spent weeks combing the mine and studying its complex infrastructure, dating back to 3200 BC. The complex had an infrastructure never before seen in the area's classical period, 4th century BC. The layout consisted of narrow winding paths, which would have proved treacherous terrain for miners tasked with searching for and extracting the precious metal. I mean, it's difficult to imagine how those workers in the mine were able to conduct mining and survive the extreme conditions in those maze of galleries. It's believed that the miners were slaves, and as a slave, there's always the master's whip. Some, it's believed, worked to death and their lifeless bodies were conducted out of the mines, and still, others replaced them. But the vast technology and resources needed to extract the silver is a testament to an exceptional mining organization and extraction, quite a marvel more so in such a time as those. The fact that silver ore was richly exploited over several millennia likely made the district a factor behind Athens' power in the Aegean. Number 9. The rich tomb of Mycenae. Archaeologists recently discovered two magnificent 3,500-year-old royal tombs in the shadow of the palace of the legendary King Nestor of Pylos. It's not clear exactly who the tomb's owners were, but their contents would not keep you guessing for a long time. Gold and bronze, amber from the Baltic, amethyst from Egypt, and carnelian from the Arabian Peninsula and India. These treasures suggest wealth, power, and far-flung trade connections in the Bronze Age world. The tomb was not like the 21st century 6 feet, but the whole 36 feet by 15 feet deep. And the roof of stones was used to cover it, leaving a dome beneath, but it soon collapsed, burying the tombs beneath thousands of melon-sized stones and a tangle of grapevines. University of Cincinnati archaeologists Jack Davis, Sharon Stalker, and their colleagues had to clear away vegetation and then remove the stones by hand. In the tomb, Jack didn't find the remains of their occupants, but there's some evidence that the tombs were disturbed in the distant past, but they were interred with jewelry and other opulent artifacts of gold, bronze, and gemstones, as well as a commanding view of the Mediterranean Sea. Number 8. The brain surgery of the Byzantine era. Archaeologists, as well as medical scientists, have been puzzled by the findings dating back to the Byzantine era. A skull at first, the many others afterward show the traces of complex brain surgery unimaginable for that period. In fact, some scientists speculate that those surgeries could be even more complex than anything that is done today with our complex machinery and technology. And this finding is casting new light on the medical knowledge and skills of doctors and surgeons in the Byzantine Empire, changing how experts view the development of surgical interventions in the Proto-Byzantine Empire. Number 7. The decapitated head of Hermes. Archaeologists don't usually get too excited about ancient artifacts dug up during construction work in Athens, but this Hermes head is a little bit of a marvel. A mere 1.3 meters under the pavement in Athens' busy Aeolos Street pedestrian area, workers found a sculpture, a Hermes head, while working on a sewer. The news speedily went viral after Athens Mayor Kostas Bakioannis, whose office are nearby, posted a photo of the artifact on Facebook and wrote, "Unique Athens." The Greek archaeologist who for years took part in excavations in the streets of Athens said that it was not unusual to find heads large and small. Statues, vases, or graves are discovered, often at a depth of only 35 centimeters. But a find as important as the Hermes head has not been made recently. Number 6. The broken goddess idols from Kairos. To say merely that this is another archaeological discovery could be a gross understatement. Why are fragments of beautiful but deliberately smashed Bronze Age figurines strewing the entire rocky Greek island whose main inhabitants have always been goats? Keros is a small rocky island located between Naxos, Amorgos, and Ios in the Cyclades. On a June morning in 1963, Colin Renfrew stepped from a kayak boat onto the scrub-covered Aegean island of Keros based on a tip-off. In search of material for his graduate studies, the young Cambridge graduate had been intrigued by rumors of an almost uninhabited island relayed to him by a Greek archaeologist, and he was surprised by what he saw. Known for assemblage of fragmentary Cycladic marble figurines, popularly known as the Keros Horde, it appears that Ireland was the ceremonial destination for a ritual that involved islanders breaking prized possessions and making a pilgrimage with fragments for burial. Number 5. The Antikythera Mechanism. Sometime before Easter 1900, a Greek sponge divers discovered the wreck of an ancient cargo ship off Antikythera Island, which is located to the northwest of Crete in the Dodecanese. Divers subsequently retrieved several bronze and marble statues and other artifacts from the site. But it was only later on May 17, 1902, that interest was developed. A piece of rock recovered from the site had a gear wheel embedded in it, now known as the Antikythera Mechanism. The device itself was surprisingly thin, about 33 centimeters or 13 inches high, 17 centimeters or 6.75 inches wide, and 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches thick, made of bronze and originally mounted in a wooden frame known as the Antikythera Mechanism. It is a 2,000-year-old ancient Greek hand-powered orrery, a mechanical model of the solar system, and it has been described as the oldest example of an analog computer. Number 4. The Lost Ireland discovered by the archaeologists. The Lost City. How can a city possibly get lost? It's weird, isn't it? But time can eventually cause even New York City to disappear. If you're wondering, consider this. Archaeologists have discovered a 2,500-year-old lost city in Greece. How the city, just 5 hours from Athens, survived the touch of exploration until recently is still a puzzle to the researcher. Researchers from the University of Gothenburg and the University of Bournemouth began exploring the ruins at the village called Vlokos. A village sitting in a city is quite a rare spectacle. During their first 2 weeks of fieldwork, they unearthed ancient pottery and coins dating back to around 500 BC. Mr. Ronlund, the leader of the team, said that the city appears to have flourished from the 4th to the 3rd century BC before it was abandoned, possibly because of the Roman conquest of that area. Number 3. The Lost Island of Ancient Greece. How about a lost island? An international team of archaeologists and geophysicists believe they have discovered a lost island in the eastern Aegean that was once home to the ancient city of Cain. A clue to the island's existence was found mentioned in the ancient Greek historian Xenophon's history. It gave a hit to a city famous for its proximity to the 406 BC sea battle of Arginusae, at which the Athenians defeated the Spartans near the end of the Peloponnesian War. The Arginusae Islands, now called the Garip Islands, lie only a few hundred yards off the coast of Turkey. Ancient historical sources refer to the 3 Arginusae Islands, but the exact location of the third has long been unclear. Researchers drilled into the ground and used geological evidence to reveal that what is now a peninsula was once an island. At some point before the late Middle Ages, a land bridge formed between island and shore by deposits that formed in a narrow natural channel, possibly as a result of earthquakes or the erosion of mainland agricultural fields. The scientists plan to determine the ages of the geological layers using radiocarbon dating, which will help them better understand how this happened. Number 2. The Ancient Greek Palace. Archaeologists in Greece have discovered the ruins of an ancient palace with important archaic inscriptions dating back to the Mycenaean age. Believed to be built around the 17th to 16th centuries BC, it had around 10 rooms and was discovered near Sparta in southern Greece. At the site, archaeologists found objects of worship, clay figurines, a cup adorned with a bull's head, swords, and fragments of murals. For some time now, many tables with inscriptions detailing religious ceremonies and names and places in a script called Linear B was excavated. It is believed that Linear B is the oldest script to be discovered in Europe. It first appears in Crete around 1375 BC and was only deciphered in the mid-20th century. The new discovery will allow for more research on the political, administrative, economic, and societal organization of the region and provide new information on the beliefs and language systems of the Mycenaean people, the ministry said in a statement. Number 1. The Hydraulis of Dion. You heard all of musical instruments, but this one you're probably ignorant. The ancient Hydraulis, built in the 3rd century BC by engineer Ctesibius in Alexandria. It is classified among the oldest keyboard instrument in the world. The ancient Hydraulis was played by hand, not automatically by the water flow. The keys were balanced and could be played with a light touch. Its powerful and pleasant sound made it a favorite instrument in theaters, hippodromes, and other public gatherings of that time. Learn more about life in ancient Greece through the windows of archaeological discoveries by subscribing to this channel. Thanks for watching.